everyone and welcome to my May book haul. So we're getting towards the end of May now, so it's time to do another book haul, so let's get into it. First book I've got to mention is Arusha and the City of Gold. This is the fourth book in the Arusha series. I think this may be the final one. I could be wrong on this though. I think this is either the fourth one is the final one, or maybe there's a fifth book coming. I've heard both. I don't entirely know what's true, but either way, this is the fourth one in the series, and this is what I call sort of Percy Jackson but with the Mahabharata and Indian mythology instead, in the sense that Arusha and her friends are all reincarnations of the 5 Pandava brothers, and they end up going on various adventures and quests to try and save the world from various different evil people. And I really enjoyed this series, and I'm just really excited to have the fourth one, even if it is potentially the final one. Either way, I'm really excited to have this and I cannot wait to read it. Another book I got was A Lost in the Neverwoods, and this is a Peter Pan retelling, in the sense that Wendy and her 2 brothers got lost in the woods. She returned and has no memories of it. Her brothers didn't return at all, and then 5 years later, when more children start going missing, Wendy ends up being asked by the police for answers and stuff in case she remembers anything, and she ends up teaming up with Peter to try and find the lost boys. And I'm very excited for this. I've heard so many good things about Aidan Thomas's writing, so I cannot wait to see about it for myself. Also, can we just appreciate this cover and the 2 faces on either side of it, because I did not notice that. I also didn't notice the girl in the middle until I saw it really up close, because I apparently just am rubbish at seeing these things essentially, but that is a very pretty and very deceiving cover. Another book I got was the Skullduggery Pleasant Grimoire. Now currently I don't actually have it. It's currently shipping on the way to me at the moment, so what I'll do is insert a video here of me actually showing it to you. Then the only other book I got was The Wolf of Orin Yarrow. Now this one I've heard so many people raving about. Literally, I've heard so many people raving about this book. It's unbelievable. Like, it's all over Twitter at the moment, on my Twitter feed, and I just was really curious. And it turns out this one is about a woman who is engaged to be married, but then on the wedding night, of the day before the wedding, the prince goes missing and she is blamed for it. Then a couple of years later she ends up having to somehow get revenge or something. There's something to do with revenge and missing princes, and this is all I remember, apart from she's a woman with a sword and is a badass, and that's quite frankly all I needed to know. I'm just excited to read this one, quite frankly. I am so excited to read this one. And that's it for books. Onto the comics. The first one I got was Black Widow by Kelly Thompson, and quite frankly I know nothing, and I mean nothing, about what this book is about, quite frankly. Literally, I know nothing, because I literally just went, well, it's by Kelly Thompson and it's a Black Widow comic, so I'm in for it, because Kelly Thompson, I have found I really enjoy her work quite often, so I wanted to give it another go as well and see if this is another one I'm going to really enjoy. And also I'm on such a Black Widow hype, because Black Widow's coming out next month, literally, so I am kind of hoarding all the Black Widow comics I can get my hands on in preparation for the for the film, not the TV show, the film. I'm just prepping for the film right now, and so this one's going on the July TBR, and I cannot wait. I know nothing about what this comic's about, but I'm just excited to read it and look at all the pretty artwork, so yeah. Black Widow, can't wait. We're going to ignore the sound of planes at the moment, because obviously they've started because it's summer. So anyway, I then got 2 other Marvel comics. These were both House of M tie-ins. The first one was Civil War and the second one was World of M. Now Civil War is focusing on Magneto throughout his time in this universe and what happens in this alternate universe that Wanda has created, and how he went from being basically a refugee all the way through to ruling the world essentially, and that just sounds interesting. Eric is one of my all-time favourite characters, has been since I watched the first X-Men film, quite frankly, and I'm just really interested in seeing him sort of rise to power essentially. And then for World of M, it's essentially all about various different characters, including Wolverine, in the same universe that Wanda creates, and how their lives have changed and what's going on with them, and that also sounded really interesting, so I'm gonna give it a go. And then everything else is from Image, because Image had a big sci-fi sale this month, so I decided to pick a few up essentially, because I've had a lot of these on my wish list for a while, and I thought, well, they're on sale, I may as well give them a go. First one I got was Aphrodite, which is essentially a Winter Soldier story, and obviously I am Winter Soldier trash at the moment, so I'm just looking for all of the sort of brainwashed assassin stories, and this one is actually focusing on Aphrodite herself, who I don't think she is actually the Aphrodite, if I remember rightly. I can't remember, but essentially the main character is a assassin who is brainwashed, and she is wiped of her memories after every single mission, and this follows her afterwards and how she's sort of trying to find out what happened to her, essentially, and that just appealed to my Winter Soldier loving heart, essentially, and I'm pretty sure it also ties into IX Generations, which I've bought previously, so I had to buy it because this was the first one, so I could read that one. I then also got Bitch Planet. Now this one is also by Kelly Thompson, and this one comes highly recommended because this is essentially set in a far-flung world where men have sort of taken over, in the sense of sort of like The Handmaid's Tale, where basically women are really, really subjugated. They are made to follow really ridiculous rules, quite frankly, and basically anything will get you chucked into prison, essentially. And this planet is actually known as Bitch Planet, where all of these women are chucked, and it's sort of like how they end up just fighting back against arsehole men. What more can I want? Essentially, I'm just here for women kicking ass in comics written by kick-ass female writers, so I just was all over this. I then also got Low, and this one is an underwater fantasy sci-fi thing set in the future where essentially we all live underwater now because we've destroyed the planet, and it's following one family trying to save humanity, and I've heard really, really good things about this one as well. I've heard the artwork is stunning, so I cannot wait to read it. I then also got Die Volume 1, which has been described as hardcore goth Jumanji. That description just gets me, quite frankly. I am here for hardcore goth anything, but like I really like the later Jumanji films, so like the ones with Karen Gillan and The Rock. I really, really enjoy those, so I'm now really excited to just see how this turns out, because I love like a hardcore goth twist on these types of things, so I cannot wait to see where this one goes. And then the final one I got was The Wicked and the Divine Volume 1, because I've heard so many people raving about this one, because obviously this one is about reincarnated gods, where every couple of years they end up coming down to Earth and becoming pop stars and really famous celebrities, essentially. That's all I really know, further than the fact that it's hugely hyped up. I've heard so many people raving about this series, and I just really wanted to get involved, so I'm going to get involved and just see what all the hype's about. And that is absolutely everything for this book haul, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you read any of these. I'd love to know what you thought about them. I'll also leave a link down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics. And if you want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, everyone, bye!